Annie suddenly realized that after 3 years together, her boyfriend was only interested in her for purely physical desires. After the passion faded, he would push her aside without a second thought. So she broke up with him directly. To keep him from finding her, Annie changed the passcode to her apartment. But instead of reflecting on his mistakes, her boyfriend reacted by furiously kicking her door. The next day, he showed up at the school where Annie worked, only to see her walking closely with a handsome man. Jack was instantly furious. He assumed Annie had left him for someone else. What he didn't know was that she had nearly been hit by a falling billboard just moments before. David had stepped in and saved her, but he was injured in the process. As the school nurse, Annie brought David to the clinic for treatment. Annie knew David had feelings for her. He had confessed his affection for her in public several times, but each time, Annie had clearly turned him down. Her heart still belonged to Jack. This time, since David had saved her, she treated him to a meal as a gesture of thanks. It was a normal interaction between colleagues, but Jack misunderstood the situation. This hurt Annie deeply. After 3 years together, not only did Jack never recognize his own faults, he also constantly doubted her. Hurt and exhausted, Annie didn't have the energy to argue anymore. She turned away silently and left. Although her relationship was over, life went on. Annie noticed David hadn't been coming to the clinic for his follow-up treatments. When she found him and asked why, she learned he was keeping his distance because he didn't want to cause trouble between Annie and Jack. His kindness moved her. Annie decided to give David a chance. One day, after David and Annie had just finished a meal together, they ran into Jack on their way home. Seeing how happily Annie and David were talking, Jack became even more convinced she had cheated on him. He stormed over and flicked Annie hard on the forehead. She covered her head, in too much pain to speak, but Jack was ready to flick her again. Back when they were together, Annie and Jack had made a promise. If either of them ever betrayed the relationship, the other could flick them 3 times on the forehead. Even though Annie knew she had done nothing wrong, she didn't try to explain. She just closed her eyes and told Jack to finish the other 2 flicks quickly. Just as Jack was about to do it, David stepped in and stopped him. He said he would take the punishment for Annie. This only made Jack angrier. He flicked David hard on the forehead twice instead. The misunderstanding between the 3 of them grew even deeper. The next day, Annie dressed up beautifully to meet Jack. He thought she wanted to get back together, but Annie had come to end things for good, with dignity. This time, she finally poured out all the pain she had kept inside. For 3 years, Jack had never considered her feelings. When it rained, he would always tilt the umbrella toward himself, leaving half of Annie soaked. When they ate, he always ordered what he liked first. Every time they played the forehead flicking game, Annie would flick him gently because she didn't want to hurt him. But Jack always used all his strength on her. True love means genuinely caring for someone, not just caring about yourself. Annie's words finally made Jack understand his mistakes, but it was too late.